paperless accounts payable with HH2 and Sage Intacct Construction. So we're going to go over an overview of how the two systems work together. We're going to look at how accounts payable will process the invoice. And then we're going to look at it from the project manager perspective, how they approve it on their mobile device. And then we're going to show you how it exports to Intacct. Okay, so quick overview, HH2 will bring in the image of the accounts payable document, and the accounts payable clerk will code the bill, just a little bit of coding, and by the job number, that bill will get routed to the project manager. Then the project manager approves it on the mobile device, and then you can final review and export to accounting in Intacct. Okay, so that's the general process. So to bring the document in, we're actually going to go to document acceptance. That's the first step. So you're going to accept the document. I can drag and drop the PDF image into here. Just going to go grab it. So you can upload or drag and drop, okay? So there's the image. Okay, so now at this point, the document's in as an image, and you can do different things that appear with the document. So you can say, let's say they emailed one page and then the rest is kind of junk or backup, and you don't want that in the system. So you can just select separate pages. You can select all pages. You can trash this whole document. This one is accepting documents with certain pages. So there's different buttons up here with how to manage this, this PDF. Okay, so if we click it here and we like it how it is, then we're just going to hit this thumb right here and say accept. Okay, so now we're going to go over here and we're going to, you have multiple documents in here normally. So you click on this image. First of all, something to point out, once you're done with this one, you can go to the next one. You don't have to keep going back to the previous screen. So you can just keep going through. Okay, so let's just put some dates in here. I'm just picking some information here. Okay, so just the basic header info is all I need to worry about filling in here. Approve the header. And now the distributions will show up. Okay, so now you're going to come down here and you're just going to give it at least the job number. Because maybe you might not know the coding, but the project manager does. Okay, something else you might give them help on is if there's a commitment on this job, you could come here and pick the commitment. Okay, so probably at the bare minimum, you'd want to fill in the commitment in the job. Okay, hopefully the vendor gives you that info, but that would be the bare minimum, I would think, for most people. Okay, then you're going to come down here and you're going to hit your workflow will be set. So this workflow takes it from this step of coding to the project manager to a final review. So the project manager is going to get this next. Once I hit this button, the project manager will approve, and that will go back to accounting for final approval before bringing it into Intacct. Okay, so we're going to hit this button here. Start workflow. And now the project manager has it in his queue. Okay, so I want to show one more data entry screen when we capture an invoice, what you can do in HH2 here. So here's a different invoice, and we're going to pick the vendor over here. Just pick somebody. If you hit autofill here, it's going to pull over the information on the invoice as it can read it. Okay, so there is some automatic filling in of some of these fields but you have to pick the vendor first, okay? And then you just go through the normal coding process at this point. Okay, so now on my mobile device, I'm going to log into HH2 document flow, and I'm logged in as the project manager, Greg. So he's the project manager for the job 20001. So I'm going to click the image here, and you can see I can zoom in with my fingers there. I can look at the header information, the accounts payables put on it, and I can come over here to distribution, and let's say I know what the cost code is. I can come in here and pick my information and any other information up here. Okay, so let's say I like it, I can approve it, and it's giving me a message I can no longer edit it once I approve it. And it is back in a way to final approval back in the accounts payable Sally's queue inside of HH2. Okay, so now back over here as Sally, I'm going to click on the invoices where I code and approve ones that are routed to me, and I can see that invoice has come back. With the appropriate codings. Okay, you can see here the codings the project manager did. Okay. So now let's say I like that and I feel like he's got everything on there that's required. I'm going to approve it. And now that is ready to be exported to Intacct. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here to my invoice list. And I'm going to change the status to final review. And you can see the invoice here came into the final review status. So I can either export the invoice out to Intacct here. I can do a final one last, maybe I realize something's wrong on it, want to reject it. Or I can select all my invoices up here that are in final review state and export them out in a batch over to Intacct. Okay, so we're just going to do the one. We'll hit the export. And now it's off, it came off the screen, okay? So now back in Intacct, I'm gonna go to the accounts payable bills screen. And I wanna see for all entities, so I'm at top level, so I wanna make sure to click that. And there you can see the invoice that came in. So it's pretty quick, pretty immediate. That it comes over. I didn't have to synchronize anything. I just hit the export button in HH2. And then now you can see if you have the dual view screen on in your settings, you can see the image once you pull the bill up. And then you can also click here to see an attachment. And, you know, if you wanted to look at it on a separate screen. And now this bill is inside Intacct, ready to be paid on and finished out in the entire process. If you have any questions about this live stream or any other live streams or questions in general, send an email to us at help@bangerinc.com. Also, be sure to have your team and anybody else refer them to our free resource, bug, bug.bangerinc.com. It's easy to sign up. Just go out to the website, put your email and password in. Go out to our YouTube channel for more content here listed below. Again, if you have any further questions, reach out to us and we'd be more than willing to assist. See you on the next live stream.